parking his army over here. The Chrono Boost not being spent very well by Poprockit. Fracture's Chrono Boost being spent quite a bit better. Getting the weapons, the level 2 upgrade. Gonna be coming over here and trying to destroy this Nexus. We'll see if he is able to. Yes, he does cancel it. And Fracture is gonna engage this army. Gonna blink back to allow the Zealots to move forward. However, Fracture's army looks much stronger because of the Immortals. But Fracture's gonna start backing up over here, warping in additional Stalkers. Zealots. Additional Zealots going to be reinforcing here. The Poprockit warping in a bunch of Zealots of his own. Going to be retreating his Stalkers once again. The Immortals shooting all the wrong things. Fracture is going to back up once again. Not going to try to use the advantage of his Immortals. Going to be moving over here. Going to smash one Stalker in the face. 55 damage on the Immortals. A cancel on that Nexus once again. Fracture does look like he's also grabbing his third expansion during this battle. More sentries spawning here. Fracture does have the army advantage, and he's backing up once again. He keeps backing up his army. Gonna lose a bunch of Zealots as, oh, actually, Poprockit sparing those Zealots. Gonna be instead focusing on that one pylon. I feel like Fracture could have kept pressing his advantage, continued to warp units in and try to break Poprockit at this point, because he is gonna lose in the economic war. He is now 65 harvesters to 48. Fracture is gonna be quite a bit behind. However, Poprockit, ton of probes not mining here. He needs to transfer those to a third expansion or to his natural as soon as possible. The Observer getting taken out by a bunch of sentries, not something you see every day. Does look like Fracture is throwing down a pylon over here, perhaps thinking of taking a quick fourth base to get himself back into the game. Fracture also has a ton of idle workers. Oh man, and 2 idle assimilators. This is gonna do tons of damage to his economy. The probes are just following a probe. This is absurd amount of mining time lost. Look at all of the probes. It's been already 15 seconds with the probes not mining. We'll see how long it takes for Fracture to notice. I wonder what he's looking at. It does look like Fracture is, let's put it on player camera. He's looking at his bases, and he finally notices and puts the probes back on mining. But that was a huge amount of time not to mining with those probes. He's going to be so far behind. If we take a look at units lost, still very even. However, Poprockit's economy is just going to be that much stronger. He also has the tech advantage now. Going to be able to produce the Colossus and the, or he had the tech advantage. He does have the Colossus advantage though, if he would continue producing those Colossus. There we go. More Colossus on the way. There is one out on the field. I guess the Colossus advantage is even. There's an observer checking out the space. Fracture needs to get additional assimilators up to help the mining of the gas. Going to be finally putting guys in this gas. 5 guys on gas, trying to make up for the lost of mining time. Not going to happen though. Fracture needs to grab these 2 gases in order to help his case along. More Colossus on the way. Does look like a Forge is on the way for Poprockit as well. Not spending the Chrono Boost could get out more units quickly or get out more probes quickly, or the double Forge gonna be trying to get the double upgrades. Fracture not making probes at any of his Nexi. Great transition as he is pretty saturated, but he needs to grab the gas here. These 2 gases finally grabbing the gas to help his Colossus production, maybe even go for double robotics to try to outpump his opponent in Colossus count. Poprockit grabbing the gas at his 3rd expansion as well, and a proxy pylon over here. Does look like a Dark Shrine. The DT Den is complete. No, I didn't see any Dark Templar get produced, so we'll see what he decides to do. See if he can get a Dark Templar in here and kill off a bunch of these juicy probes. Fracture's army is looking quite small in comparison. It is 188 food to 150. If Fracture could do something to help himself pull ahead, maybe double Colossus production will help him in the long run. Poprockit is nearing max and taking a 4th base. He'll have such a strong economy in comparison to Fracture. Fracture getting additional pylons. He is supply blocked. Gonna be chrono boosting out the Zealot charge. Zealot legs. Tons of sentries out for Poprockit. Many of them are at max energy as well. Gonna be able to wall off those Zealots quite easily unless Fracture micros his Colossus and stomps those force fields into the ground. Additional Zealots spawning for Fracture. An Observer checking out everything that's going on over here as well. Does look like additional Colossus are on the way. Poprockit at 0 upgrades. Fracture is at 2-1, so this might be able to give him the edge. The Colossus will fry away the sentries and stalkers very easily, and any Zealots are on the field will also go down very quickly to 2-1 Colossus, as they do have 2 attacks and do 19 damage. That is a lot of DPS, especially with the spread damage. And still no Dark Templar out in the field, at least none that I see. Oh, there we go. There are Dark Templar here moving out. I thought I saw these dots. We'll see how much damage they're able to do. Gonna be spreading out to all of the bases. One headed over here, another following closely behind. A DT moving over here as well. Gonna get roasted without being able to do much. One DT coming over here. Ton of juicy probes now getting over there. This one DT getting 5 kills. Gonna be whittling down the probe count of the Poprockit. This DT with 3 kills getting roasted by the Colossus army here. The DT here getting 7 kills. Gonna start focusing on that. Nexus probably will not be able to kill that off Poprockit with additional Colossus over here. And it does look like a huge attack is coming. Fracture is actually looking like pretty strong. He's got a ton of Zealots, the ground army, and the Colossus huge backup. As long as he puts his army in a great position, he should be able to break his opponent, as he does have his Colossus numbers as well as the stronger upgrades to Immortal also up front to do sick damage, 60 damage to the Sentries. Sentries all getting roasted. Oh man, getting killed by the Colossus almost instantaneously. However, the Zealots are stuck back here, not engaging in the battle. Fracture is going to start retreating his army. Poprockit is going to push forward. Even though Fracture has the Colossus advantage, the Zealots are not participating in this battle at all. Therefore, Fracture is going to lose a large portion of his Colossus, getting caught out of position by Poprockit. The blink on top of the Colossus going to be taking out the small army. Fracture not noticing his Zealots, going to be pulling those back. Going to try to defend his base. He doesn't have anything over here except for a couple of Zealots and 1 Colossus. We'll see if he's able to hold this off. The Colossus getting Blunk on top of, getting smashed in the face without doing much damage. And the Charge Loss moving up the narrow ramp. The Colossus are going to roast them away. The Blink away, going to be doing sick amounts of damage. The Colossus catching all of the Fracture's Zealots outside and down below, gonna be frying those Zealots away very easily. Look at the Zealots just getting toasted. The blink on top of the Zealots to finish it off. That one Colossus spawning at the wrong time, gonna get taken out. It does look like Fracture is gonna lose this game, and GG calls Fracture. We'll be going into game 2. We'll see if Seed 34 Poprockit may be able to upset Fracture. Seeds do somewhat indicate who's going to win, but these games are going to be very close. We'll see what map Fracture decides to place himself on. Loser does get to choose map, and we'll see you in game 2 shortly.